Okay, so now with that done and said, the next thing I really want to talk about is edit mode. If you're a beginner, this is going to happen to you. If you're not, this has already happened to you. You can accidentally get yourself out of edit mode. And this is everything I'm going to present in the next like 2 minutes is all just emergency only. Hopefully this doesn't happen, and they've got systems designed to keep this from happening to you. But if it happens, you get into this situation where now this is happening. Who here has had this happen to him? When they first started ZBrush and then just been like, what is going on? What is happening? This is an older part of the matrix, and it was really important for guys like Meetsmeyer back in the day because he used 2.5D canvases quite a bit. You can see what they do. I mean, all I got to do is come into this light palette, and you can, in fact, let me drag this over to the side. You see, I'm able to change them. They respond to lighting. So the idea was really simple. I can explain it really quickly. The idea was, let's see if we can allow artists to create really complex scenes and not have to render them in Maya, Max, or XSI. So by that, they wanted to create scenes with vegetation and big panoramic backgrounds and like humans interacting with humans and creatures talking to creatures. If you go back in Pixelogic 2 imagery, you'll see lots of scenes. They were really focused on scenes and trying to find ways to allow the computer to create a scene real time and without spending a lot of time on rendering. That was what they thought was their niche. Later they found out that wasn't their niche and that it was not, it's not possible to compete with some of the vegetation growing systems that are out there now and with the amazing photoreal stuff that Mental Ray has and V-Ray, for God's sakes. You just, it's worth waiting for the render to get this crazy, beautiful renders. So, this is what they were thinking. And it was noble, and they may get back to this, but it's not what we're doing now. So, it'll be a little confusing. I wish they had a reboot button. There should be like a little icon down here that says reboot, but that could be odd. The way you solve it, if you're brand new, is you just go to Layer Clear. Or Control N as in Nancy, which is what I'm going to do. Control N. And then make sure your model is selected. Click. Go to Edit Mode. And there you go. So if anything goes weird, check your Edit Mode. One other variant on that. Let's drop out of Edit Mode. Sometimes, and I don't know when or why, but sometimes your model will get this different stroke. Not drag rectangle, but you'll get freehand. And so this happens. And you're looking at that like, huh? Has anybody ever seen this happen? Has this ever happened to you before? Yeah, it's odd. I mean, it happens to me. So the key is it's the same. You got to go Layer, Clear, or Control N, and then just switch back to Drag Rectangle. Drag it out. Go to Edit Mode. It's confusing because you don't know it. Unless Edit Mode is off, you're not even thinking about that stroke. It doesn't even enter your mind. But everything in Pixelogic, everything in Pixelogic's mind is all part of that system, right? It's all part of this. Everything interacts with everything else, and they all have. So it makes sense for geometry to also be spray stroke style. So I can just spray a bunch of them and change the color. Look at Meetsmeyer's stuff. He used things like this quite a lot, or let's say drag dot, place it somewhere. And this is the picker orientation. You can see even that picker orientation is coming in. Everything is still, it's all still connected. Just make sure you go to Edit Mode. Control N, and there you go.